Not trying to let it focus.
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to MegaCon. Let me hear you out there. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you, Captain, my captain himself, Mr. William Shatner.
You've been so kind to us. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It looks so hard.
That was a happy birthday to you. My birthday. I'd like to hear, I'm so sorry it's your birthday. That's what I'm so sorry. I gave you a birthday so like a compliment. What? I'm still here, yeah. Happy birthday, I'm still here. So, look at you all. Come on, get in. So, all right, here I am. And here you are, and I'll just talk about anything you might like to hear. Let me tell you about some of the things I'm doing first, and acquaint you with some of the fun things I find myself involved in this year, and then I'll take questions and I'll ramble on and you'll indulge me because hey, it's my birthday. Let me work backwards. Yesterday, let me see what
Of course he's asking. I don't know how to turn it off.
an airplane, getting on an airplane. So getting on an airplane for me is macabre, okay? Because some years earlier, I ride a lot of horses, and some years earlier I had a slight pain in my hip. So I went to a doctor, and the doctor said, you know, sooner or later, you're going to have that hip replaced. So I said, well, let's do it sooner. Why am I going to wait for later? I keep hearing about these guys. I talk, guys say, oh, I've got a sore hip. I got arthritis in the hip. I can't get it. I'm delaying that as long as I can. I'm delaying that operation. And I'm thinking, why is he delaying the operation? Why doesn't he go get the operation now? He's going to die in 2 years. He's going to wait 5 years to have the operation. Why don't he do it now? So I followed my own advice, and I had a hip replacement by a Dr. Clapper. Bob Clapper. Well, it turns out Bob Clapper's father was an itinerant carpenter. And he's a kid on Long Island, and they're just barely making it because his father does carpentry work for him so often. And one day he sees, about 11 or 12, he sees a sign saying, go to Harvard or something like that, with a sculling picture, guys rolling. And he says to his father, Bob Clapper does, I'd like to go to that college. And Mr. Clapper, the father, says, son, people like us don't go to that school. Which only motivated young Bob Clapper to send his application in to Harvard saying he'd like to sculpt as well as study. Knowing in some manner, I don't know how he did, but it's sort of a lesson to the rest of us. He knew that his application would go to a less of a pile. There'd be less people applying for Harvard and sculling than Harvard and the drama club. So he got into Harvard and became an excellent student, became a great surgeon, and followed his father's profession in medicine in that carpentry these bone surgeons do essentially, they do carpentry, hammer, saw. Well, so I go to him, and he says, yeah, we'll do this. And so we arrange an operation day, and now my wife Elizabeth is driving me to the hospital in Los Angeles. It's a rainy day. We're driving along, and boy, I don't like going to doctors to begin with. And secondly, going to the hospital is even worse. And then knowing you're going to get a taste and the anesthetic is designed to almost kill you. That's why you're out, because you're dead. So they and I'm thinking, I don't know this. I'm having too good a time living at it. And Liz is driving, and she's sad and driving along. And she looks up at the sky and she says, you know, I hope the power doesn't go out when you're in surgery. That's how I felt. I had the ringing in my head. Then I realized it was tinnitus. So I said, Liz, why are you saying that? Don't put that out there. Don't put out the idea that I'm in the middle of surgery and the lights go out, and I'm in anesthesia and the little death and becomes a big death. Don't do that. So sorry. So we get into the hospital, and I get it, even before I got to the operating room. And I'm waiting to go in. The doctor's back and says, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to get it. And they give me a little calm me down thing, and I'm lying there feeling pretty good, and they wheel me in, and they start the operation, and the lights go on. My wife, the witch, had cursed. So the lights go out, but then the diesels kicked in, and we got emergency power. And he finished. So he put metal in my hip, and I started walking within hours, and within days I was walking around with a walker and a cane. And finally I was on a horse once again, and Dr. Clapper had said to me that he had never had anybody come in with as tight as ass muscles as I did. But with the tightest muscles he'd ever seen at that age. Leaving out of he had to slice and cut and pack and do all this carpentry on me. But because I ride a lot of horses, I'm in this position. So I'm in this position a lot, and actually, this is the position I feel most comfortable with. And I look in the mirror as often, I see myself walking around. That's an 80-year-old man walking. But actually what it is a 24-year-old equestrian. So now I get into the go to the airports. What he didn't tell me was, at the airport, I go through the metal detector and the thing goes on. So every time I get on the airplane, I got somebody going. And that's my heart. So I go to an airplane and I am embarrassed every time. If you were coming on the airplane with me, you'd see me like this. I don't have a bomb. I don't have... I'm William Shatner. Remember Shatner? I hate going on airplanes because I see people come. So that's why I had to go to. I posted in Canada. They have the Genius, which is the equivalent of the Oscars here, and they asked me to host it. And I said, and that was in Ottawa, Canada, the capital of Canada. It's about 150 miles northeast of Toronto, which is 50 miles north of Buffalo, which is 300 miles from New York, just so you can locate Ottawa. And I said, look, can you send a private plane through? And they said, a private plane? This is Canada. I said, well, it's so embarrassing. I land at Toronto and I change the vehicle. And I got to, you have some people coming up from Los Angeles. Why don't you send a private plane? So one of the first times I've been on a private plane on a few occasions, and they don't capture that. You just get on and go. So that was good. The last time before that I was on a private plane, I've had an idea for a documentary film. Would it be interesting to do a documentary on all the captains of Star Wars? I put it all together. I contacted everybody. Patrick Stewart was in England, and Kate McGrew was in New York, and Avery Brooks was in Princeton. You know, Avery Brooks is a tenured professor at Princeton. Are you aware? That Avery Brooks, our Avery,
I believe it.
a little old weird Avery, is a tenured professor at one of the top Ivy League colleges, and his wife is a assistant dean at another great school. I don't remember. I mean, an extraordinary family. I had to hop around the world trying to find the captains, and there was no way I could fit it into the. I sold the idea to a company in Canada, and I was. Are you here? Yeah, we good? Anybody back there can't say no? Good. So I sold the idea to Canada. They gave me a budget, and the budget didn't encompass a private plane. And I'm saying, hey, there's no way I can get through to London and New York and Princeton and Toronto and Los Angeles and wherever else I go around and be. I can't do it. I can't. It's so embarrassing. It's so tiring. I need a private plane, for God's sake. So I don't remember why I would have called a Canadian private plane manufacturer. I don't remember why. I mean, think of the audacity. Hello? Is the president there? Hi, I'm on the Shatner press. You got a plane you can give me? So Bombardier, but in Quebec we say Bombardier. Yeah, Bombardier. So I talked to the president. He says, well, how long do you need it? I said, well, a couple of weeks. How far are you flying? Well, I got to get to London, I got to get to New York, I got to get. He says, I'll do it. I'm a fan.